trusted for years. WDC. To find the WDC nearest you, go to WDCappliances.com, WDCappliances.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. Sunny for your Friday with highs in the upper 60s to low 70s at the beaches, mid to upper 70s for Metro LA and OC, mid 80s to the low 90s for the Inland Empire and the valleys, and then cooler just into the low to mid 80s inland for the rest of the weekend. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Duffy Power Services, Southern California's generator experts. Go to DuffyPower.com.
As the experts in transmissions for over 50 years, there's nothing at AMCO we haven't heard.
So when I hit the gas,
It's just a belt. And nothing we can't fix.
It's going... What's that?
From transmissions to brakes and everything in between. No credit? Finance your repair at AMCO. Exclusions apply, may not be combined with any other offer. Limited time offer. Participating centers only. People who know go to AMCO. AA MCO.
Even working 2 jobs, it was hard to feed my kids while schools were closed during the pandemic. They usually get free meals at school, but now they're at home, and my grocery bill went up a lot. PVT has made a big difference for us. Over 5 million California children are getting the food they need thanks to PBT. Visit ca.p-ebt.org today to learn more about eligibility. That's ca.p-ebt.org.
Funded by USDA SNAP, an equal opportunity provider and employer. Aired by the California Broadcast Association.
Not all lawyers make it personal, but we do. I'm Susan Owens, mother of 6, wife of 23 years, and managing partner at personal injury law firm Owen, Patterson & Owens. If you've been employed, I'd be honored to represent you. OTOlaw.com.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp, an emergency generator for your home or your business. Should you get one? Well, losing power means the internet, the fridge, and the AC will all go out exactly when you need them the most. Businesses will lose data and revenue, and generators cost way less than the alternative. So whether you need a new generator or you need to keep the old one running reliably, the answer to the question is Duffy Power. New or old, home or business, the answer is always Duffy Power. Learn more at DuffyPower.com, DuffyPower.com.
KFI AM 640.
The news, what it means, why it matters.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. This is your wake-up call for a Friday. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. Welcome to your weekend. Some of the stories we're following in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. OPEC Plus has promised to raise oil production by nearly 650,000 barrels a day in July and August. But experts say this won't have much impact on the price of gas. Yay. President Biden plans to visit Saudi Arabia in the coming weeks, and the supply of oil will be among the topics discussed. San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies have shot and killed a man after a chase yesterday. Deputies responded yesterday afternoon when an alarm went off at a closed bank near Colton. Deputies spotted the robber's car and started a chase which ended in San Bernardino. Deputies tried a traffic stop, but the guy took out a rifle and started shooting at them. Then they shot and killed him. And remember yesterday morning? It was less than 24 hours ago. We were talking about Queen Elizabeth and how great she looked. And she was out on the balcony celebrating her Platinum Jubilee. They had the big old flyover yesterday. She's 96 years old, but apparently she's not always at 100%. Apparently she experienced some discomfort, as it's being called, after yesterday's big ceremony. And so she is not going to be at an event today that she was scheduled to be at. And also, at that event, Harry, Meghan, and Prince Andrew were all expected to attend the service at St. Paul, but Prince Andrew tested positive for COVID late yesterday, so he couldn't be there. Jason Nathanson, good morning to you. I feel like every day in the Royals, we could come up with a new movie, or we could do some sort of at least series on what happened today.
Well, I'm calling in with discomfort for today. I'm saying, you know what? I can't work today.
Well, that's what I want to know what discomfort is.
Well, whatever it doesn't matter. It catches everything. You don't have to explain. You say you have discomfort. So,
period.
Yeah.
You know what? That's going to be our new one. Hi, boss. I'm calling in with discomfort. Hey, speaking of bosses, I have a question before we even start, because I don't feel that I address you appropriately as ABC's entertainment reporter, Jason Nathanson. I usually talk about J-Nat as in Jason Nathanson.
Mhm.
Yet this morning I was sent an email from your people at ABC Radio calling you Jano.
Okay. Sure. Whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. As long as I'm on the air, that's all. That's all I really
That's
care.
all that matters.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. You can address me as your Royal Highness if you want.
Well, I don't want you to have discomfort, though.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
All right, Jason Nathanson is here. Let's talk about Top Gun Maverick. And I still haven't seen it. I feel like such a loser. I
What are you
know.
doing? What are you doing with your life?
Jason?
Come on.
I put my dog down this week, Jason. I didn't feel very newsy or
I'm
movie.
sorry. Well,
That's
that's sad, but it would cheer you up to go see Top Gun Maverick, I think.
Okay, that's a great point.
Do you
Maybe
have plans this weekend to go see it?
Now I do.
Okay. I think it's worthwhile, and I think a lot of people are going to see it this weekend, especially after the great word of mouth from last weekend. I still have not met somebody who doesn't like it, who saw it. I haven't met anybody who has, even the people who are the most critical, nobody has said, brought up anything about it that they didn't like. It's not, I can't say that it's the perfect film. I'm sure there's something that somebody might dislike, but I haven't found it yet, which is amazing because usually I was a little worried about raising people's expectations going into it last week. I didn't want somebody to come back and say, well, it wasn't as good as you said it was going to be. But that has not happened yet. So I think there's going to be someone out there, especially on Twitter. I have to believe on Twitter. Twitter hates everything. So somebody's going to dislike it. But this weekend it's going to rule because there's really no competition for it this weekend. It'll be until next weekend when we have the new Jurassic World movie that'll probably knock it out of the top spot. But I think it's still going to do well for weeks upon weeks because it's just so good.
And I think, too, because last night when I was just sort of Googling what critics thought about the Jurassic World Dominion,
Yes.
that a lot of it was like they tried to come up with a good movie and came close, or, hey, this was a pretty decent movie. It wasn't giving it the woo that Top Gun Maverick is getting.
No, and the interesting thing about it is, because I saw Jurassic World Dominion this week, is that they bring back Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum, and they tried to have some of that nostalgia from the original series. When you see that and you also watch Top Gun Maverick, you're like, okay, this one does it right. This one is trying to do it, and I get what they're trying to do, but Top Gun Maverick does it right and gets it right. So you can see it's an unfair comparison maybe between the two movies, but it's certainly a true one. And Maverick is just so good. And the thing about it is you can't even really pinpoint why. Yeah, you can say it's the fight scenes and the lack of CGI, the practical effects that they used. You could say maybe it's Tom Cruise. You could say maybe it's the writing. It's not like the most amazing movie. I don't think it's going to win an Oscar, although it might get nominated. It's that good. But it's really hard to say why. It's just like the mix of everything is just so good.
Yeah, that's what it's kind of like when you go to see a singer and maybe they're not the best singer in the world, but the performance itself and the dancing and the effects and all of that, that made it the best show you've ever been to.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. Why, if you put all those ingredients together, and some of them you think they're not going to work together, but they absolutely do, and it's just, again, I'm waiting for somebody to say to me, it didn't live up to the expectations, but hasn't happened yet.
Too, I know with a lot of military movies, my husband will pick the damn things apart, and it drives me freaking crazy, because he'll go, hey, that patch isn't supposed to be there, or his fruit salad's messed up, or whatever. I haven't heard any of that.
No, and that's one of the things also that comes with, first of all, Tom Cruise's dedication to everything, and to especially the flight scenes, and making sure that the younger actors all went through this kind of flight school that he developed to make sure everybody looked like they were doing everything right. But then you also have the Navy involved. I mean, you can't fly these planes without them. So their involvement then also lends a lot of credibility. And they'll point out, they'll be on set and say, hey, this is not right, this isn't. And so you have that kind of extra layer of protection if you're making the movie.
Absolutely. All right, so maybe somebody's already seen Top Gun this weekend, and Jurassic World Dominion's not out, so they're going to watch stuff on the little screen this weekend. The Boys, I know that's huge hugely popular with friends of mine.
Yeah, a lot of people, and so this is a good weekend because last weekend was the biggest weekend of all time, basically, and when it comes to watching stuff. You had Obi-Wan Kenobi debut, you had the new season of Stranger Things, and you had Top Gun Maverick. This weekend, there's kind of a void. It's like everybody knew, okay, you're still watching stuff from last weekend, so we're going to let you continue. But if you're going to watch something new this weekend, The Boys is probably something, especially if you have not seen it yet. Maybe it's a good weekend to catch up on that. It's on Amazon Prime Video. It's this superhero kind of spoof comedy, funny thing about these. What if superheroes were kind of, not the real nice, cool guys that we portrayed them to be, in the Avengers and things like that, but were really like their egos were out of control because they do what they do. And so it's funny, it's raunchy, it's dirty, it's, there's a lot of violence that you don't normally see in superhero type stuff. So it's a good thing to catch up on if you haven't seen it yet.
And what's Physical on Hulu?
That's on Apple TV Plus.
I'm sorry, okay.
And that stars Rose Byrne. This is season 2 that's out today. It's an 80s set kind of aerobics dramedy with Rose Byrne playing the lead character there, which is, it's an okay show. It hasn't really captured my attention.
Okay, all right. Anything else this weekend coming out? I guess
nope.
What's Hollywood Stargirl? That's on Disney Plus?
Yeah, that's a movie on Disney Plus starring Grace Vanderwaal. It's a sequel. There was an original one.
Okay, awesome. All right, Jason, have a great one. J-Nay, J-Nat, Queenie, whatever you want, Your Royal Highness, whatever. Jason, have a great weekend.
You too, take care.
Thanks, see you later. That is ABC's Jason Nathanson. Okay, so, yes, I'm going to go try and see Top Gun Maverick this weekend. Because I genuinely want to. I loved the first one. Okay, this is a crazy story. Did you know that the Las Virgenes Municipal Water District is really cracking down on water restrictions? Yes, they have the first tier, but it's the second tier that, holy cannoli, they mean business. So this is in the Calabasas area. And the municipal water district there started installing flow restrictors on water yesterday because there were 4 customers so far, who were warned and continued to use more water than was recommended. They got these flow restrictor devices installed on them. It's about the size of, say, kind of a $50, I guess, with a hole in the middle of it. And without a flow restrictor, the water flows normally. But once it's been installed, you've got a big amount of water that is reduced. Now, according to the water district, this little tool should send a message to customers that use too much water in a severe drought. They say that will not be tolerated. Reading the story on ABC 7, Mike McNutt, that is, with the Las Virgenes Municipal Water District, said, we had 20, and these are violators, and we dwindled it down because, of course, there were people at the last minute saying that, they were going to commit to this. And but then there were other people who just said, nah. And so they went ahead and installed these flow restrictors. Mike McNutt said, we're getting people to pay attention, and they're saying we need to be part of the solution. So once this device, by the way, is installed, it's there for at least 2 weeks, while the customer, I love this, works on conserving water. I don't think you have a choice. I don't think it's like you finally sat down with your family and said, hey, what can we do to conserve water? No, you did not have a choice. You had a flow restrictor on there. Not saying it's a good thing, not saying it's a bad thing, but, look, you got to do what you got to do, right? There's a guy who lives in the area who says, why don't we just take what's called a Navy shower? And a Navy shower is about 2 minutes because you have a limited supply of fresh water. Even though you're in the middle of the ocean, it has to be turned into fresh water, so there's only so much to go around to keep making it. So I'm used to 2 minutes, he says. Anyway, don't try and slide in Las Virgenes Municipal Water District, because it looks like they'll catch you. All right, when we come back, is inflation just something simply here to stay? Is this just going to be like the common cold or the flu? We're just going to have to learn to deal with it. Well, I'll ask Caleb Silver from Investopedia.com that exact question. And also, I just wonder how much of this inflation is because of the Russian invasion of Ukraine? How much of it is because of ongoing supply chain issues left over from COVID? Is it something completely else? All that with Caleb in just a few minutes. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, let's go places. Nick Palliocchini now. Take us on the drive through those problems. Oh, man, just continue on the 710. That's been a rough spot this week.
Definitely been a rough spot this week, and definitely a rough spot this morning as you're making your way northbound along the 710. The transition to the 91 East, that is still blocked. A crash involving no return big rate, blocking that connecting roadway, and you're seeing delays on the northbound side of the 710 as you come away from about Long Beach Boulevard. Now, also getting an update from CHP that they have the 91 East connector to the 710 North taken away. So you're seeing delays on the eastbound side of the 91 approaching the 710 from about as far back as Long Beach Boulevard as well. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Palliocchini.
Californians have worked really hard to beat COVID-19 by doing the things we know work best, like getting vaccinated and boosted, testing before and after travel, staying home when feeling sick, and wearing a mask when it can protect us and others. Let's continue to do our part to keep each other safer from COVID-19. When we work together, there's nothing we can't overcome. Learn more at covid19.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
This report is sponsored by personal injury firm Owen, Patterson & Owen.
Not all lawyers make it personal, but we do. I'm Susan Owen, mother of 6, wife of 23 years, and managing partner at personal injury law firm Owen, Patterson & Owen. If you've been injured, I'd be honored to represent you. OTOlaw.com.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy, 3-time Pro Bowler. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Blindstar.
The Dodgers shut out the Mets behind another Jim from Tony Gonsolin. Game 2 of 4 between the NL leaders is tonight. Los Angeles will send Tyler Anderson to the mound. The Angels dropped both games of a doubleheader against the Yankees, stretching their losing streak to 8 games. They visit the Phillies this afternoon. And the Celtics won a gutsy Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Al Horford scored 26 to lead the way. Game 2 is Sunday in the Bay. I'm Missy Jordan.
Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Visit Blindster.com now to save 50% off during the Memorial Day sale. Sale ends soon, so shop today. Blindster.com.
Contractor license 1023-790. I hate a drain that won't drain. Don't waste your time on that grocery store liquid. Call me, Wacky Zacky, the drain opening magician. How much do you charge? $80 if we could open it with a 30-foot drain snake. How often does that work? About 9 times out of 10. What about that 10th time? That's when the magic happens. Tell me. I'd love to, but I wasted all of our time talking about grocery store liquid. Don't waste your time on grocery store liquid. Call Zach and me. Go. GOECTL.com.
If you bought or leased a vehicle after 2015 and you've gone repeatedly back for a car repair to no avail, your car may be a lemon. Let me introduce you to the Knight Law Group. They'll help you get rid of your lemon and get your money back and nothing out of pocket. Call the Knight Law Group for a free consultation. Call 844-43-LEMON, 844-43-LEMON, or visit knightlaw.com. That's Knight with a K. That's knightlaw.com. Paid spokesperson. Every case is different. Results vary. Courtesy of Roger Pierno, Knight Law Group, LLC.
Take command of the road in the 2011 Acura MDX. The 2011 MDX features an all-aluminum V6 engine that is both powerful and fuel efficient.
Confidence and poise are expressed throughout the exterior. A confident footprint is created via the 18-inch alloy wheels. The 7-passenger MDX has doors that open wide for easy entry and exit. The power tailgate opens with the touch of a button.
Acura sought the perfect combination of luxury, comfort, and safety in designing the interior. It includes leather upholstery, power front seats, XM radio, optional rear entertainment system, and seat memory. With split folding second and third row seats, the MDX offers a wide variety of passenger and cargo combinations. The available Acura navigation system features a new display and voice recognition system with continuously updated traffic and weather information.
Acura also prioritized safety and security by including head curtain airbags, anti-whiplash front head restraints, and 4-wheel disc brakes with ABS. The super handling all-wheel drive technology enhances cornering and maneuverability. The rear view camera activates when you engage reverse gear to assist when parking.
The 2011 Acura MDX. Well equipped and fully capable, this could be the right fit.